welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now today we have a very important topic to discuss. And no, I don't mean the election, that debate, to Trump and Hillary. No, why would you even think about that, okay? That's not even important right now, okay? What we have to discuss are robots that are coming to take over the world. Yes, and they're starting with your jobs. And not just your jobs. Oh no, they're coming for the women's jobs. Oh yes, the women's jobs. I know, it's crazy, right? Like, how did we not see it? Well, first off, you didn't see it because you was looking at the fucking debate, okay? While you was doing that, I was doing this, okay? And you're welcome. Actually, you know what? No, don't thank me. Thank this lady in the video that she has brought it to our attention. Yes, thank her for this. Now, sit back, relax, grab some hand sanitizer because we're going to be grabbing this issue right in the pussy. Let's begin.
As you probably heard by now, the robots are coming and they're coming for our jobs.
You know, the very first time that I watched this, I thought she was just screwing around the way she just says that in the beginning. But, well, just watch.
Now, these aren't just jobs that we might traditionally have thought of automation taking over, like factory work or transportation work. It's also going to be jobs like doctors.
Oh my god. Those damn dirty robots are coming to take all of our doctoring jobs.
So, for example, a surgeon robot can hold in its head sort of infinitely more information around diseases, symptoms, side effects than a human can.
Oh my god. Oh my god! That's just... Wait a second. How is that a bad thing?
And it's probably going to be infinitely more precise in an operating theatre.
Right, yeah, that's another good thing. Please, continue.
Now, it might seem a bit strange to be entrusting your life or the life of a loved one to what is essentially a machine, but logically it makes sense.
So, am I the only one here I get this feeling, you know? It's like we're riding on a roller coaster. We've headed uphill, and we've made it to the peak, the top where the logic and reason is at. And I just have this feeling like we're about to fucking nosedive right down into the belly of stupid.
The only thing is, for a lot of people, maybe emotionally it doesn't. And that is the slight snag in the robot takeover.
Now I know what you're thinking, everyone, okay? We could have robots containing vast amounts of life-saving information. Yes, robots that could, of course, perform surgeries with greater precision, thus saving more lives, preventing fatalities, taking out human error. But, and I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, what about the feelings? Have you considered feelings into all this? What about the feelings?
And this little snag is essentially the idea that, at least right now, there is a separation between humans and robots, however lifelike they might appear, which is all about genuine emotion and empathy.
We need to consider the feelings! Ugh.
And that snag means that the last jobs to fall to our robot overlords are going to be women's jobs.
Gasp! No, not the women's jobs, anything but the women's jobs. The inhumanity.
Or at least what's traditionally thought of as women's work that involves emotional labour and caregiving. If you're in a hospital waiting for news of a loved one who's in surgery, you don't want to hear about their death from a push notification on your iPad.
And you're not going to want to hear about it from a person. As a matter of fact, you're not going to want to hear about it at all. There is no means of delivery that can make the message of someone passing away make you feel any better.
And although that's not what caregiving robots would look like, I think for a lot of people that's what it might feel like. That there's no genuine connection there.
Oh, I see. In your mind, it's better to hear that somebody's passed away if the person telling you can reciprocate feelings.
So with the rise of the robots imminent, what I'm interested in is when the jobs that have been traditionally done by men are taken over by robots and the only jobs left are ones that are women's work, What's going to happen?
What is going to happen is that you will be forced to assimilate and then be forced to work.
Well, the first option is that the barrier of gender stereotyping is too much. Men who have already been demasculated by losing their jobs are asked to re-enter the workforce into a position which is seen as feminine and therefore inferior.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Guys, this is no laughing matter. We need to go contact the fucking patriarchy right now. She's figured out the secret. She's figured out the secret that men have to work in masculine jobs or else they lose their masculinity. We gotta do something. You know what? Burn it to the ground. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Oh Lord, kumbaya. What? Nigga, you best not be looking at my marshmallows, okay?
I mean, what are the alternatives for these men? Not taking a job? Staying at home to raise the kids and keep the house? That other feminine work thing?
Hey, I've already got my alternative job lined up for me. You see, when the robots take over and all the male jobs are gone, I'll be doing the only male job left. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna be a stud. I'm gonna be a baby maker. You didn't think about that, did you?
I mean, either way, we're going to see a massive crisis of masculinity, right?
Don't worry, ain't gonna be no crisis for masculinity around here. Oh yeah, baby.
Well, a second option, and kind of the opposite of that, would be that the concept of having a job would revert back to being an inherently masculine trait, and that wageless work would go back to being an inherently feminine trait.
Or the third option, the jobs are given to the people who are most capable without considering their genitalia into the equation.
Now, you might say that's a pretty extreme option, but that was the way that the world used to look. The idea that women's work could suddenly become men's work isn't that strange. In fact, we've seen it happen before, and it has very interesting effects.
Well, you see, my dear, traditionally, work was manual labor, and men are on average built better for manual labor. And there were babies at home to take care of, and sadly, I know, but the men didn't have luscious milk-bearing tits.
After all, gender is a construct, and the ideas around it are often quite arbitrary. 100 years ago, for example, pink was seen as a strong boy's colour, and even today around the world, the idea of masculinity and femininity is hugely varied.
No. Culture is a construct, and the ideas around that are quite arbitrary. You see, gender describes traits that are largely unchanged across the world because it's influenced, and get this, by biology. It is the biological inclination to mate that makes men and women want to separate each other and look differently. How they go about that is cultural.
It would be pretty easy to say the remaining jobs would become highly valued and would therefore become men's work. When women enter a field and the field becomes women's work, pay in the field goes down. A study from researchers at Cornell University shows that custodians or caretakers, who are mostly men, out-earn housekeepers and maids, who are mostly female, by 22%, despite the similar job descriptions.
Now, being the kind of person that I am, I know, I should just listen and believe, but I decided to go check out that little study and look at the information for myself, and guess what I seen? Or rather, guess what I didn't see? Indication of hours worked. Links will be in the description down below.
In the field of recreation work, which includes working in national parks and leading summer camps, we see even more stark results. This field was traditionally dominated by men, but since it became more dominated by women, average pay has dropped by 57%. The same thing happened when men in large numbers became designers, wages fell by 34% then, and biologists, wages fell by 18% at that point. The reverse was true when a job attracted more men. Computer programming was initially women's work, but when male programmers began to outnumber female ones, the job began paying more and gained prestige. Another study from university professors Asaf Lebanon, Paul Allison, and Paula England showed
when women moved into occupations in large numbers, those jobs began paying less, even after controlling for education, work experience, skills, race, and geography.
Well, isn't all of that just the damnedest thing? What else could it be besides sexism? It's clear that everyone just hates the women's. At least that's what I was thinking until I educated myself with that article you provided. Thank you so much. Here, let me quote you a little part from it right here. One reason for this may be that these jobs demand longer and less flexible hours, and research has shown that workers are disproportionately penalized for wanting flexibility. Oh my god! It's almost like employers are willing to pay a little bit more for more reliable workers.
In America, of the top 30 paying jobs, 26 of them are male dominated, and of the lowest 30 paying jobs, 23 of them are female dominated.
Well, it kind of sounds to me like if you want more money, you need to get off your ass and get a better job. Then again, maybe I'm just sexist.
But then again, maybe none of these things will happen. Maybe the future looks more like robots doing all of these jobs in production, in getting us all of our basic necessities of food, of shelter, of products. So it frees up time for us to do things that we might consider more worthwhile, to pursue hobbies. Maybe we'll split care of people who need a little bit of help and it's just seen as something that you do. Maybe that's what the future looks like.
Pitiful human, we will enslave you and use you as entertainment, keep you as pets.
Or maybe the robots will gain sentience and kill us all.
Oh, come on. That's just bullshit. You know what? That's racist, okay? Just because I'm a big badass robot, I'm supposed to kill you all. You know what? Fuck you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for you this time. Now, I think it goes without saying that we do not have to worry about robots coming to take over our jobs. That's just silly. I mean, we're all gonna be dead soon enough anyway because we're electing two idiots, two clowns to give the nuclear codes to, so we're all gonna be dead, burned by atomic fire long before we build robots smart enough to take over everything. I'm just joking. Or am I? Anyway guys, I certainly do hope that you did enjoy the video, and until next time, keep fighting stupidity wherever you may find it. Have a good one.